Hey guys, this is a previously um, recorded game. We're playing against Medback um, on wetlands. He's playing with Malians. And basically, we haven't been playing for a little bit. We've been down in Peru. We're all set up now, so we can start playing again and recording some videos. But yeah, we haven't played in quite a bit, so this is basically our second game back in quite some time. And yeah, we're just gonna look to do Fast Age 2. This is one map where the gold is always out of spawn. So if you look at his TC, his gold is in the back here. So actually it was a good thing we didn't try anything on this map. But Wetlands is a map where you can usually get to their gold, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I think a Dark Age Horse Rush is a good play on this map to deny things like these fish pockets, and the gold is usually completely unsafe. So it usually spawns like this. This is kind of an anomaly for this map that it spawns safe, relatively safe. So yeah, against Malians, I think it's a pretty good play to do the Dark Age Horse or Dark Age Spears, but in our case, Dark Age Horse. So either way, we're looking just to do a Fast Age 2 and get out army and start trading and kind of go from there. So tree. We had dropped our villagers here on the fish. I do think we accidentally deleted a fish on our pond, which is actually a pretty decent mistake, but not in the world. He's setting up a Saharan trade network, which is something you don't always see, for sure. It's still pretty off meta to do Saharan trade network. Definitely happens every now and again, but it's not often. Although in this map it makes quite a bit of sense because gold usually is pretty dangerous, pretty far out there, so it makes sense that they're making it. Scouting, we find our two markets here and are just kind of checking things out at this point. Really important to find out his base. We have split our villagers to send 4 under the Uwu and 1 on the gold. Our split right now is 5-3-3, and we should be rallying back onto food now. So over here we spot him building walls with his villagers. So we age up, and now we're doing pretty decent damage with our gun here. Not tons of damage, but decent damage. We missed this villager coming down here, which isn't a huge deal, but it's decent. And he's already walled this up over here, so. In some regards, he's delayed his build a pretty decent amount here. Using this many villagers to build this wall, as well as this many walls this early. But it's definitely a good thing he does. Especially against us in our playstyle, it's a really good play. yeah, with 12 HP on those walls, we probably couldn't have shot that down very quickly. Also not the cleanest of builds for us, so we're a little bit late with our Mangudai coming across the map here. Pick up a wolf there. Con hunters behind our Mangudai. We're pretty much positive we're not going to find anything here. So I do believe we send the con hunters across the map. Yeah, we do. If I remember right, those were group 1 and I had these on group 2. Yeah, so we see this and we're going to just take these and send them across the map. At the same time, we're sending those across the map. And as well as this other group of Mangudai. So we're just trying to find, let's see what we can see. We do spot out his scout going to go scout us. So it's going to be a chance for our Mangudai to kind of catch him. And we do spot. Second gold is here, but pseudo walled and not being no pitmon being produced. So we do see this a hand trade network now. So we just have to be careful here. Because it does throw javelins. So it would definitely mess us up here. Looking for his scout here still. We notice we're a little bit too late here. So a little bit unfortunate there, but whatever. Here we're trying to deny this. A little bit of miss micro on our part. So losing one of our con hunters. Not the best. And massing up another bunch of units here. I mean, right now, I think he's got a safe wood line. There isn't much that we can do in terms of dropping a tower. Especially with these walls up, so... And this other tower. So his base is really solid right now. And there's not much you can do to really get in here. And usually, I mean, and this wood spawn that he got was actually pretty defensible, right? Like that's a really solid wood line, and these over here are decent. Jealously walled. A little greedier than normal, but he does a good job. He's finishing scouting the map with his other scout. I was curious where his scout went. This is why these are over here looking for his scout, but he's already back in his base. And he's looking to click up the castle, and we're in the meantime have set up on double market and are trading. Stable coming up so we can start burning down some walls and putting on some pressure. He just has to go up with the Farimba garrison. So it's definitely a timing type of a push here. Again, it's not something you see pretty often. It is tower and Farimba. So we're chilling in this stealth forest here, and just because usually people will use the stealth forest when they scout, but he's pushing deer over here right now. It's a pretty good move on his part, is pushing these deer in. And a barracks is up by him immediately, which is a pretty big deal. And we are making a bunch of traders, excuse me, as well as horsemen. Up to 8 traders, and we're starting to burn down here. He's pulling freeborn warriors. High speed armor and bonus versus ranged units. So he's going freeborns. And Musufaris. Freeborns are not showing up here. So they're not showing up. But this is them here. 9 damage, 4 versus range, 1.38 movement speed. Which is pretty funny that 1.38 because only 1.56. So once again, Cav not having the best movement speed yet. And he's just pushing across now with 5 or 6 of these guys, 5 pierce armor. So pretty beefy units, 175 health. So over here we're just harassing as we can. And we are trying to put some pressure on the palisade wall here, burning this down. And we're making Keshiks at this point too. We know if we overstay in feudal, it's gonna be tough. But when we see the freeborn warriors, we know kind of that we can stick around here a little bit longer. A little bit of bad micro here. Almost lose 2 units worth of health here. And he's burning down our Uwu here. 9 freeborn warriors. So behind this, we're dropping some towers here in our main TC. And we have a decent amount of cav, but we do really need freeborn warriors here. Or not freeborn warriors, we need Keshiks here. Not just horsemen. We do snipe his scout, which is pretty nice here. But this is not a good fight for us. So, it's an okay fight, like, just because we have production building here we're defending, but it's not a great fight. Yeah, disengaging and charging here is probably the best. The best play we could do is just getting a bunch of charges in. And our Mangit are basically doing 1 damage a pop here. So, not a lot of damage coming out of making Mangit here. Though you could technically kite forever. You're not doing a lot of damage. You need a lot of shots to kill them, so. But behind all of this, our eco's in a pretty good spot with 14. He is mixing in some Lucifatis, which is a smart idea, because I can kill his freeborns once I get enough Keshik mash going. But this is a big mass. It's gonna be a big problem here, so I probably need to be dropping a secondary tower here soon. So we are dropping a tower, and we did move our market a little bit further back, just to have the trade go behind this wood line. It's pretty big, and we're just trying to disengage, trying not to engage here too much. And we're pulling back as much as we can here. This tower is gonna finish, and we're gonna have more space to garrison here. And we just need to drop another tower. And it's not a great trade, but it's just kind of necessary at this point. And under TC, under towers, it's just kind of a fight you have to take at this point. There isn't like really avoiding it, right? And he's making it so we can't avoid it, right? So our Keshik are trading pretty decently right here. And we are getting upgrades on our towers. 11 damage. So they're doing 5 damage a pop. These villages should be garrisoned, so a little bit of a mistake here. Hopefully we garrison. Yeah, we do garrison on these two. So our cav mass is kind of dead. We needed to keep our Mangadai bomb alive better, We do a pretty bad job of separating our units here, so that's definitely something we could have done. Behind this, we did try to get a sneaky raid with this Keshik. Does a little bit of damage, but nothing great. And he's mixed in some more freeborns over here on the side, so we're trying to micro and deal with that. But for the most part, his big death ball has been taken care of. There's only a couple units left in our base. Khan hunters are kind of doing their thing over here, 1 damage at a time, which is just bad. But we clean up the main base, which is huge. And we do have to do a really good job here keeping these guys alive, because they do bonus damage against us. And there's Musafati mixed in here too, so killing these Musafati are a pretty big deal. And yeah, we're still rallying Keshiks here as much as we can. So you can see we have a lot of idle eco, but we do have a really big eco as well. We got 20 traders, and he hasn't really been able to get into our traders super well here. So these Musafatis actually get taken out by the archers, the Mangadai, fairly effectively. And again, this match should be at this point 8 to 10 cav archers. Instead, it's just 3. So a little bit of a mistake there. And this is a little bit of a mistake. These 2 extra Keshik would have been pretty big actually. So using our Keshik properly is a deal. He does a pretty good job of realizing when our army is moving nearby his freeborns. He's able to find a bunch of villagers here on the fish here. We don't notice, so we're gonna lose all those villagers. You can see he's got a bunch of eco kills at this point. So a really nice raid on his part. But our Keshik mass is starting to stabilize. We're at 8. Lose those 8 villagers or so over there, maybe a little bit more. And we've lost quite a few traders at this point, but now we've got a bunch of Keshik on our back line. Our Mangadai mass isn't the best, but again, it's finally up a little bit better, and we are beginning to actually micro them a little bit cleaner here. And so he's just sending little raiding parties everywhere. And we're just cleaning up this push as best that we can. And we have dropped additional markets, so we're on 4 markets now. And it's basically just a reboom for us that has to happen on trade. And if we can successfully reboom on trade, we're in a decent spot. Again, if you had mixed in Dansos here, it'd be a little bit of a different story here too. Musafati were a decent choice. I still think Dansos were definitely the best choice. But our opponent was kind of memeing on us, so it's whatever. He does manage to wall up over here. We're just gonna shut down our trade. And our Keshik mass has kind of dropped down. But our Mangadai ball is pulling apart some stuff here. Losing a lot of traders here. And we need to pull a bunch off, and we never do. But he must be transitioning or something right now. No transition. He's transitioning eco here and there. Lots of villagers moving around idle. 35 villagers. And we do go for a counter raid here with these 7 Mangadai, and we're able to push a bunch of villagers off of food here. So pretty big detail. And behind this, we're able to kind of reestablish like control over our base here. So we kill a bunch of villagers, and we kind of have control over this western section of the map now. which is pretty big, and he's chasing us around with some units here and there. Total outpost upgrade with javelin placement is pretty big. We do get out, I think, before it goes up though, so we never see it until later on. And now we're just basically sending all of our cav. We had grouped up all of our traders here too at this point. And even though we've lost 33 units, a bunch of which are traders, mostly traders I would say, probably 10 of them are villagers. For the most part we are in a decent spot because we've lost mostly just traders and not villager count. So trade's gonna get back online here. We're gonna get a pretty decent spike of resources here. Yeah, so 800 gold fairly quickly there. Catch up to us here. So kind of silly that infantry could even be that close, but it is what it is. Behind this, after we clean out that wall, we're just gonna start hitting his structures here with our cav mass. And I don't think we've reestablished a new yet. Okay, we did reestablish a new. Okay, good. So we're looking for some holes on the southern side to get into, and we do find one as he's building. So really good idea to kind of rotate on the other side when we do. And we see a bunch of villagers here. You can see how slow this is. Again, if we had done a cleaner job of keeping our Mangudai alive, a little bit cleaner micro, this could be a 20 unit mass, which is 8 shotting units instead of 25 shotting or whatever they're doing now. So we're able to burn down a couple mills. We're gonna get on this toll outpost now, so all of this is definitely adding up. And our next mass is gonna go deny this this sacred site and see what we can do for damage. Again, burn this, burn down this mill, and we're just running circles over here, wasting his time as he looks to transition, some sort of eco transition. So this is gonna be a cow transition or a second TC transition, one or the other, because he's got a ton of wood now. And we're quick tapping up curl tie real quick. Canceling that. Still got this mass alive here. This other mass is starting to burn down this hole here, so there's something we can do. And we find a second TC here. A little bit of bad micro here. No movement. We are burning down this blacksmith, which is a pretty important if we do get this, because we can deny the steel arrow. Doesn't look like we're gonna have time to deny anything else though. So we do age up, getting our arrow defense first, since we are looking to dive a little bit more now. A little bit unfortunate, we're hitting this mill first and not this tower. And denying that blacksmith is pretty decent. That's gonna reduce a lot of damage that he can do to us here. So it's really important for him to get another blacksmith up and get a decent timing here. Yeah, so this tower could be basically on fire and almost dead at this point. So definitely a bit of a mistake there. I thought this, I didn't even realize this was his main TCE. So we're trying to burn this down. I thought this was a second TC for whatever reason. This is not a good play here, but we have a lot of units here, 17, so it's enough to start burning down. And he's been picking relics behind all of this too, so he's got almost all the relics now. Looks like the mill finished burning down. He's able to garrison a bunch of units, so we do have to fall back here once those units can garrison. It's a winning fight, that's okay. Up to 40 traders now. Prayer tent. And we were looking at first to snipe this one, the danger first, but we figured we might as well kill the shaman first. And we're gonna start pressuring on this other side with this mass. We might be able to deny some stuff here. Pit mine will definitely set him back a little bit. We're getting our upgrades. We do have a siege workshop up. We kind of know the siege transition here is always kind of key. And you can see his blacksmith isn't back up again, so just overwhelming numbers here. He was basically doing an eco transition here. His gold is really strong, but his other stuff is lacking, so a market looks like he might be missing. And we're just gonna keep putting the pressure where we can, and we're gonna go up to imp. We kind of felt that he'd gone second TC, so he's booming in that regard. We don't know if he's doing anything else. Oh, he dropped another TC here. Okay, so we see a third TC here, yeah. So we knew there was a second TC, and he's going to be transitioning into farms and all that stuff. And we expected cattle, but he actually wasn't on cattle yet, but he did go to third TC, so that gives us a really big window of opportunity of being able to do damage here. So we'll park our Crota a little bit forward, Deerstone's a little bit forward, and get a bunch of upgrades. Stone commerce is one of the first things we get to, which is good. And then in this game, we went heavy on trade. I wasn't intending to go this heavy on trade, but now that we've done this much on trade, I don't think it's a bad idea to go past 45. Usually I stop in 1v1s at 45, but with 55 on trade, I was able to get a lot of resources. So he starts to make some danzas here, but again, we just have the mass here, so we're gonna fall back here. But this is a winning fight, and we're just falling back just so we can get an even better fight. Make sure reinforcements don't affect this battle too much. So we killed those units pretty easy, and we're getting a lot of upgrades, right? And tier upgrades. You drop a second TC here, and the monk to start capturing sacred sites. So we're just processing where to hit, try to peel army on both sides. He needs to get to imp, and he's on double TC, so he's in a rough spot. So you could tell he was contemplating imp for a second, but he knows he needs to make army here. And honestly, I think he would be okay in castle and just making army for a bit. So we don't commit to a dive here. We figured it was walled here. We could get trapped. And sure enough, that's the truth. So we just decided to commit to there. And we'll take another massive cav and come around the side here. We're going to open up any walls that have been put up. We do notice here, so they don't engage into this, which is good. And the vet and Mangadai are being upgraded right now. So decent micro here, and over here, access to this pit mine again. And burning more down, losing a scout, losing these freeborns. Freeborns look like a pretty strong unit, for sure. But definitely need to take good fights. Against Mangadai, they're not the best. Against other range units, I'm sure it's a really strong unit. Like this build versus normal civs seems probably a little bit stronger. Behind this, we got a bunch of Springald Scones, so we take this fight. Not the best fight. Probably didn't need to take it. We're just gonna kite a little bit with, with the Mangadai, since they are elite, and we're doing decent damage now. Yeah, 6 damage a pop is much better. We still have quite a few upgrades to get. Roller triggers, roller shutter triggers, 35% speed, 10% range resistance, so it's gonna be pretty big. And we're just gonna pull this army back into our Springald mass, have another army mass, and keep kind of getting pressure down across the map here. So we're gonna kind of pull those armies into us and just saving up a big mass here so we can react to any raids. He is dropping 4 of the hunters right now, 22 villagers. So this is kind of one of those things where going for 4 to the hunters with 1400 stone in your bank, I feel is kind of greedy. I think you need to, maybe if he makes more units and just drops a couple of keeps, he's able to hold here. Like going for the Huntress right now is kind of a death sentence, I feel like. With this much stone in bank specifically, because he could have just dropped a ton of stone. So he's able to drop this. I do see 4 of the Huntress to the south here. It just kind of is what it is. I'm able to clean this up pretty easy. We are getting incendiary arrows now, so that's gonna make us a lot more efficient here. But basically, we just have to stay outside, keep range, and kind of look for trades. We do see all of the cattle over here, and we do see a keep going up now. So we're gonna be able to get a pretty good denial here in terms of villager kills. I keep his income, his eco from taking off too much, but we're just gonna commit to the burn down here. I think, and what we end up doing, I'm not sure. Behind this on the front, we're sieging his main TC. You know, we're basically pop capped, so we don't care if we're just losing units here. We're just kind of sieging at our own prerogative, and this to shut down a bunch of his food is good. Cannon tower starts going off, so hopefully we realize here there's a cannon tower. Cannon tower takes priority in a fight, yep, so we are going for that. And you're gonna get cannon emplacement here. Tries to wall low here, loses those wheels. And we're bringing in more units to get torch damage in. We do have improved torch damage, I'm pretty sure. 26 torch damage. Yeah, we do have improved torch damage, so it's a pretty big deal. As well as sacred sites right now. And a couple of Keshiks burning down the mosque here. It's pretty important. Tribes have shown up, and we're up to 8 Springolds, so it's gonna really start setting in. And behind this mass is still pretty much alive, and we've basically sacrificed some of them just to guarantee the farm kills here, the cattle ranch kills. So again, going up the imp as he did with that much stone in bank was super greedy. Definitely not something I would recommend. So he does tap out here. And yeah. Even though he got pretty decent damage, we never really, I mean, our trade was denied for a couple minutes, but besides that, we were in a pretty good spot. So, it's about a 30-minute video. We might just stop it there, and we'll just record another one and just have them ready so we can start uploading them. And then yeah, I'm in Peru for the next couple of months, so I'll be trying to get games and stuff and start uploading again regularly since I'm situated now. So should be good. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all on the next one.